How about something from Honey Bunny at Honey Bunny 22 for you? If we fans are heathens, then what are you?
If we fans are heathens, I think I'm the totem. I'm your totem pole that you worship.
Totem.
Yes.
That is worshipped.
Yes.
There you go, anybody? And Social Simmy. How do you react to people who think Salem shouldn't be so explicit? Awesome.
Was that an addition to the question? Or was
Slash
that...
awesome. Explicit slash
awesome. Slash awesome. I tell them that they should stop being so puritanical, because Salem is an exciting, sexy, mysterious TV show, and the Puritans, in a lot of ways, are the bad guys. Don't be a bad guy, be a heathen. That's what I say to them.
That's Sarah Good, 1692. Were you interested in the history of Salem before doing the show? Apparently Sarah was.
Yes, I certainly was. I visited Salem, the town in Massachusetts. I saw the House with the Seven Gables and a lot of paper mache witches around town. But I certainly was. I was interested enough to go there myself.
Yeah, I just remember that I had an aunt who had me do automatic handwriting when I was a kid, so it put me in a bit of a spell, and I evidently was able to write in handwriting very unlike my own at 9, and talk about relatives that I knew nothing about. And that sort of always made me want to know a little bit more about the whole witchy thing.
Excellent.
At Harnsa. I've heard this show is sexy as well as scary. Do you have any particularly steamy moments?
Well, let me just say, Anne might not get that much action in real life, but her dreams can get pretty exciting.
And which is good because, you know, your modesty is protected because who can control what happens in one's dreams?
Exactly, and it just so happens that someone happens to be unclothed in Anne's bed, then lucky old Anne for having that dream.
You do make a few guest appearances in others' dreams
I
too.
do. I make cameos, certainly. Dressed in some rather exciting negligee provided by Joseph Porro. Yes, but it's a pretty sexy show. Yes. Ooh, is it honey? At Tiny666 Monster.
Evil.
Who do you think did the hardest homework or research for the show, and what preparation or research did you get to do into your character?
Well, I would say Adam Simon wins that hand down, the progenitor, the writer, executive producer, along with Brennan. But Adam has been spending 30 years, I know, because I knew him 28 years ago, and he was already steeped in the lore of witchcraft, the history of the trials, and all aspects of arcana having to do with witchery. And so I'd say he wins that one.
Yeah. At Bellbrina 1987. Do your or any other cast member's family tree trace back to the Salem witch trials?
Certainly I know that I trace back to both Puritan and pagan roots in Great Britain.
My family tree can trace back to the time of Oliver Cromwell. And my family actually comes from the same village that Oliver Cromwell came from. And he was the greatest Puritan, or the worst Puritan, in history in some ways.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm not a Puritan. From at Mary Eastery, were you interested in the history of Salem before doing the show?
Very interested. Yeah. I always felt like we'd seen it through one lens alone. And Miller wrote such a brilliant play in The Crucible, and then that was turned into a film, and we're all familiar with that and the connection it had to the, you know, the sort of witch hunt period of communists in Hollywood. But I thought that was such a narrow lens through which to see, and I'm so delighted by this opening the aperture up and allowing us to see it from not only a different angle, but maybe the exact other direction.
At John Alden asks, what's it like to be working together with Shane West again?
Fantastic. I can say that without any hesitation or any artificiality. He's just a beautiful human being, and he has such an equipoise. He's just a gentleman, a southern gentleman, and a good actor, and a kind person, and I couldn't be happier. Lucky.